Dorjin Jen Delo Naro Dama Bamala Jije Gampopa mahamudra Javan Dragomba Kajula Mananje Dajonje Dananda Zera Damje Do Lama Laba Laye Jesus Lazon Yondin Jamzo Ngalawan Dindre Donjindre Bergele So 다 Gampopa lamchorin chinchingwa te hypercaps babala ta tene ransim chuk rang yin tumi de chubang korban dam de jing de pang so tene ta ransim chuk sonre ta tikaps ta ngarang chuk sem de kare chene chujuko ride yores date hako go yore
So with regard to these instructions from Gampopa on the precious garland of the Supreme Path, so then the next line says, so actually here in the English, I think we need to add something at the beginning. So it would be better to say, to not abide without elaboration of mental fabrication of the mind whose nature is Dharmakaya, but to sink into the abyss of samsaric mire due to ignorance is a tremendous loss. So I'm just changing the word there, which is incompensable. I don't even know how to pronounce this. So I'm just going to change it to a tremendous. So it's a tremendous loss. Okay. And so first, with the regard to, as it says, the mind's nature is Dharmakaya. So the true nature of one's own mind is Dharmakaya. So this first we have to understand. Dini?
Tangatso gangni tamjerni barkawa shubari teni mataba tse mataba tikola shubari teni lejumde tang korni me tamje shalla yongku yore teta te zorje ba ke ngaranzo ku chu drum do ya ke tartuk mayor gangri shibayina teni ngaranzo ke ransom chujuko te ngo shiba teni kantar chujuko kompang tobya tichi de hyondo yorwa ta te indu ta ngaranzo tarang rang sem de chukuri lapa chamji ransom chukui bangon tu tongki kale kapore teni tegana ying o sosoke o ngak sem de chujuk yinsari kains nangal ngaranke guru ke tanda lapsong samna te chamke yang sosoke sem de chukui yamba ngon tu yobake ngiba yo mare tena enzo rempe ta nyamsle nyamling rempe june tene ngaranzo ta rang soso semde chugo yimba ngon chu de tene soso chugo ko kompang togo yo bari
So actually by following the progressive stages of the past. So for instance, as we have been discussing, contemplating the difficulty of achieving a human rebirth with the leisures and endowments, reflecting upon the truth of impermanence, karma, cause and effect, and so on. As one practices the Dharma, the ultimate objective is to realize the true nature of one's own mind as Dharmakaya. And so prior to direct realization, to understand our own mind as Dharmakaya is difficult. Like even if we say, oh, the true nature of my mind is be Dharmakaya because my guru has said so, but still this doesn't necessarily mean that we have actually received or we have definitely been introduced to that reality directly, that we have actually seen it as such. And for that reason, it's necessary to progress step by step through the progressive stages of the path. And then as one does so, eventually there is a direct recognition. And then the final fruition is to fully realize one's true nature as such, one's own mind as the Dharmakaya.
Tene tatara control ke lama jambu nana son yore rang sem de sanje imbari de ngo mashi baris tene sem ke namto de chuji ko imbari de ti tonda de mato baris dewe na tene ngarang su ko ala korde bari sonre te endu ngarang zo sem de jamso tabri teni namdo de jamso ke nang lap tab chade yo bare teni ngarang so ke nam shigla namdo de ngo hi yom ba indu namdo ngo hi ba de namdo yin ba zam de ngo hi ba je ga yo ri de zam ke ngarang so ke gudun tongda tar thok de nrukho yo ba mare te ende namdo de chuchiko yin ba ngo hi go yo re namdo chuko yin ba ngo ma hi songdo wa ti kapso kantar ga tara ngarang so ko lang khordo bu kapso namdo de chuko yin ba ngo ma hi ba re te da ngarang so ko le trol go ba indu tene namdo de chuko yin ba ngo hi go yo re te ende da namdo de chuko yin ba kandra chi ngo hi go yo re shu ba yin tene ngarang zo chaja chimbalane tene namjir ye sungko yore tene tena namjir ye nyamne la tinde tene ngarang zo ke namdo de ngo hi yong yo bare pena chaja chimbu kapso yina tene ya tambo te son nan sare
So now George nangla tene Najor gare nam to chuku yimpa ngo shigure
te nga
or de sung masonge
tata lagul ya tene ta
oh la so oh go mare de masong ba yana tene tegere de song yana mena samsung kongta rewa
nga lagui ho
la so oh okay tene de kongtro dampo de lungchen song yorwa kongtro ge lama la yembe
control ke
so song
control ke tara calling guru zo yo nga jang calling guru lama jangbu tin na yore rangsem sangje yemba ngo ma hi ngara zo sem de sangje ri de yore de ngo hi yo mare namto de chuju ko ri de le de tu tonda ha ma o paris ha ko yo mares de ven nga zo ko ala kordere sonre
so in the calling the guru from afar, it says one doesn't not understanding one's own mind to be the Buddha. One doesn't understand thoughts or discursive thought to be the Dharmakaya, to be the nature of Dharmakaya. And for that reason, we circle in samsara, we wander in samsara. And so it's as if our mind were like an ocean, and the thoughts or discursive thoughts are like the waves of the ocean. And so it's not just a matter of recognizing discursive thoughts as discursive thoughts, or even having awareness of the thoughts, or because often there's not even that. There's not even full awareness of the thoughts. But that alone does not bring about the ultimate result. The thoughts themselves have to be understood or recognized to be the essence of Dharmakaya. And as long as our experience is that of wandering in samsara, then we don't recognize thoughts to be the nature of Dharmakaya. And in the practice of mahamudra, there are the 4 yogas of mahamudra. The realization of thoughts as Dharmakaya occurs through or in the progression or development of these yogas. That's all.
Teni tendre ta namjir gibote robzam shubayina teni tsechik tudar rojik gomi songoyore. Ten da tsechik dela jutun malare pa ke sonne salar yakba tsechik yin sonre. Salar yakba zondu ngaran sola namto te parma chepa chen ko yore perna jamso ne jamsu lap yung pa na yinke da namto te juma chepa che ko yores chen de ten namto de gangla teni semte salar darang gala yane teni tela jeju tang zoju tang da kayang mazine teni ko namto de gangla pa ya semte mi pa de tirang ya pa o ta tela dorduna tsechik labde teyin sombare teni dromdo chupa tudayin sonre dromdo chupa song de kare song yorisina ngaran so dromdo chu shipate teni yang tarate jupsim mala repa ka song ne teni dromdo nang ni chu go yorisi dromdo nang ni chu yomba ina teni tela tharto ka tawa lakko yorisonre ta ten de dromdo chuba lamdu kantar tawe thaje bala songoyore ta tawe thaje shibate o ta tarang zu kunzup jewang de cheba ina o ndedende mari sanatela thaje lakoyoro yene ya namdo tingola sosoke sem mikpa de ya de teni dela ta o yimi ke thechom chusoma tela che techom dang dromdo sart ma chi ba te chamla tene ngaran so ke tara tudar la de te chamla la hoire tara kaps papala yang tudar la ya tang tudar tin lam ba tang ni la chepar yore tudar tin lam ba la ndu tene kheba tam je ke dolain chi o tene ne chol la kan rai chu tham je ke ne chol la kang da kang yin ba nang chol la kang da kang yin ba tene ne chor te dang nang chor te ni journey chik the journey then journey du kang da kang yin ba tanda be ne tene tara tin lam ba yung ko yorwa te tara tudar tin lam ba pakap cheri ta tara ngara so tudar tin la phap te nyam so lin yo pakap so tene tawa ke tha je te lam du the chom ta trawa te re tene nam to te ngala mi pa te thechom trabo ngani ya na te jun jong so matela tene ngara so tudar shukuyore tene chup cha tene ta pe na panglang shibate panglang mi pa roche yin song ro panglang mi pa roche yin song de o te yapori se ne chol lang ju jing mi de wa nda dukja re se pha kaya mi de ba 제땅 가는 저 소탈 직감니 야가 탐지 야포리스 철접 tene nipa tamji nipa re sepa panglang ke yawa de yore yena ya dara chaja chimbo dara namjur ye nyamlin ji kapso tene lakpar to rojik le nyamlin nang yo bakapso tene yaga de zoga pen khala je na o te shimpo ndonge sagi te shimpo ndonge sagimi tene tela soba ke tene ngarang so ke tela da de yin ni su cha yong tene ni su cha yong bala tene ngarang so ko wala tene mdu yin khor do ba te yin zang tene rochik khiba de palang da trawas tene da ti palang da trawa tene soso la tene topa ke nyamnyong dama te ta gomi labya te cha de yoro 다 소소게 데티니 다라 빵랑 트라베 레도 트라바 텐라가 나니 톰베 뉴와 다마텔라 데니 고미 시멘타 요르다라 오 텐라 벤도네 디 남저 예데 렘베 냠슬린 용디 데니 렘지렌지 데니 소소게 셈게 네로 추지고 영어데 소소 셈 나노 저문도 저거 요르 셈 제네룩 추지거데 칠로제네 ጸ드럼네 제 대한 소소를 미바지 서드 제 커용바다 마인바 소소를 예네 란치에서 유데바지 양운도 저마타바텔라 데니 양운도 저라시 탑람다고데 데 남저 이게 냠네데 데네 운도 야 저용 거 요바리 데엔자 다 가주네 다 차자 침보게 람니 따라 란섬 추고 임바 똑버시 탑람다고데 딜람니 수고 요바리
Madiwa kasheto kongta. The dampo de tseche kapla yang toda kapla dampo de chik sung yapo de dunda de gare yamba koma song taler jakpa nangshin yapo koma song.
Par sipo bin sem sipo ngani sapo gonda sem de sapo ngani namdo de ngal pai yoya yora mipa ngaran so mipa te lam char ha ko ra
Rere
mipa de sipo ben pa te go yora mipa de ngaran so chi ni khok de ngani mipa te sen yo mar wa ta kaps pa bala
ale. Oh, okay. Tene yang de jela tudra katla mila yang shimba chik sung yapo koma song de kare
domdo
unangla or kare
domdo chu na te chom trawa domdo chu labdi kandar
te chom
tra na tawa tha no ji che tawe tha je la hu no nam ju nga zo cha ja chim bo ti indu tawe tha je la hu do tawe tha je la da tra sung do te nan do kare sin te chom tra sung wa te chom mi ba
that's all. Okay. So with the regard to the 4 yogas of mahamudra, we have first the yoga of one-pointedness or single-pointedness. Then there's the yoga of non-elaboration or freedom from elaboration. And then there is the yoga of a single taste or one taste. And then fourth, the yoga of non-meditation. So first, with one-pointedness or single-pointedness, here one, as Milarepa explains, one fixes one's mind single-pointedly with vivid clarity. So one is abiding clear and fully focused. And at that time, there's a flow of proliferating thought forms or discursive thought. So the thoughts arise one after another in unbroken continuity. However, the mind, as it is in single-pointed focus, does not become caught up or engaged with these thoughts. So the mind does not become distracted by the thoughts, but is able to abide in a single-pointed focus or concentration as the flow of thoughts is observed. And so this is the yoga of single-pointedness. So the thoughts are arising like on the ocean, like the continuous arising of waves in the ocean, and like one after the other. But the mind maintains this single-pointed concentration, observing the thoughts. And then with the yoga of freedom from elaboration, as Jitsen Milarepa says, one enters into a view which is completely free of any doubt. And so one becomes fully definitive just definitively settles upon the view. So one becomes completely certain with regard to the ultimate view. So from the relative perspective, when we speak of definitively settling or deciding on something, so from the relative perspective, this is this sort of discriminating mind that says, oh, it is this, it is not this. So it is not exactly like that, but the mind has glimpsed the ultimate nature with regard to the essence of the mind itself, and the mind has seen with the ultimate nature with regard to the essence of mind itself, and with regard to the essence of thoughts as Dharmakaya. And so there isn't any doubt at this point. There's no doubt, and when there is freedom from doubt, then that sort of signals the demarcation of freedom, the yoga, which is freedom from elaboration. So one definitively settles or on the crucial point, or one develops a certainty, freedom from doubt. One understands reality as it is. One understands the situation for as it is, or one understands the true nature. So one understands the true nature with regard to the essence, and with regard to that which appears. The true essence and phenomena as it appears, and sort of distinguishing. So there is generally this this process of discriminating or becoming clear. And likewise, there has been much discussion and debate among scholars with regard to sort of this the designations of the essence, or the true nature, and then the way in which things appear, the appearances, or the clarity aspect or appearances that arise. And so one perfectly sees this essence, or the nature of both aspects, and sort of their unity in its ultimate essence, fully understanding how it actually is, without any doubt. And so this marks the freedom from elaboration. And then third, with regard to the yoga of single taste, or one taste, at this point, one is beyond accepting and rejecting. So there's nothing to abandon, and nothing to take up, nothing to adopt, and nothing to discard. So ordinarily, prior to that point, it's necessary to be very vigilant and adhering to what it is to be adopted, and what is to be adopted, and what is to be discarded or abandoned. But at this stage of one taste, in realizing and abiding within the recognition of mahamudra, then there are not these designations of, oh, this is positive and therefore this needs to be embraced or adopted, and this is negative and so therefore this needs to be avoided or abandoned. So it's not like, for instance, when we when we eat food and we think, oh, this is delicious, I want more of this, or oh, I don't like this, this is not very tasty, I don't want any more of that. So when we have one taste in a sort of literal sense, everything becoming of equal taste means that we're free from discrimination and designations of better and worse or good and bad. Likewise, the concepts, the dualistic concepts of self and other have been purified, and so one doesn't have one is no longer bound by dualistic fixation, in which the phenomena of self and other arises. Everything becomes the nature of one single taste. So this single taste is freedom from the dualistic fixation of self and other, and freedom from adopting adopting and discarding, or accepting and rejecting. And then the fourth yoga of mahamudra, which is non-meditation, is this state which is completely free from hope and fear, in which one abides within the ongoing clarity of the perfectly fresh and natural, completely natural essence, the true nature, and without any expectation or doubt, without any hope or fear. And so these four yogas, as these four yogas are traversed, or as the practice progresses throughout the development of these four yogas, then the mind's true essence as Dharmakaya becomes clearer and clearer, becomes more and more actualized to a greater and greater extent. And this is not as if something new is developed that wasn't there prior. It's not as though something new is developed that wasn't there before. It was always there. It was there from the beginning, primordially, because this is the intrinsic nature. So the progression that occurs through practice is just a matter of the actualization, or really developing the full-blown realization of that true essence which has always been present. And so the four yogas are the method, the path, which is method, or which serves as the method or methods for actualizing the realization of one's own mind as Dharmakaya, fully realizing one's own mind as Dharmakaya.
Tane zoba chimbe kapso kunchin longchin ramjang sonne dene nzimi ngangde salar sho songre nziti nandong kareresina nzimi ngangde zodi nisin zimba mipa ngangde dene salar sho jiba nandong karesina salar mipa te gori song tongre nisin mipa zondu namdo te tang namto ti nzimba ka semteni nismiba yang na namto te dang namto ti ke chomchor ndamra yore o te la karpo da marbo teni yapo da ngimba zang ata zoga la so wa nzimba miba tinga na yaba ina teni nismiba tong to gri song ya ke nandong tere teni ngaran zo jedang ke nismba de yu chani zong des teni gang taryang ko wala chinzi ke chado te yo de bare ngaran chola te yinza choban jiktin sungong ke drama ke tu ba je yori jabdu ma tinana sonne ni sun jin ba bakcha gantar ni sun jin ba bakcha tri u chan zonte 제다를 세장 징바 간 드니 추게와지 드바이나리 강다 간예장 콘코알 저저글론 코알 마 담지 인코벤나 네야게 졸마도 용컴마도 송리 대인도 당아란 솔라 남도데 주마체 바 파마체 바 용크요리 남도 주마체 바 지데바데 쭈마리 남도 yin ba ngo hi sum ba ina teni de yongtin len jo yore namdo yin ba ngo hi ba de o de namdo ri da de dukja ri da de kaps pa ba la tanda sam no te mari namdo de chugo yin ba ngo hi go yore chugo yin ba dong do go yore de namje do yong ba ina teni ngaran so tara de namdo parma che ba ji de wa de yongtin len jo yore teni ngaran so ke namdo yin ba yang ngo ma hi ba jimsin la tin de teni namdo de ke ji san rang ne teni ngaran so ke redo mangbo che teni tel tin dang ko alan chor yong ko du gandar ngaran so chor do wa tel masang ba desi to ngaran so ko na yore Trua de namki sangyo bagapso teni chu tamje kane takpa setani ngarang so ko le trondo yore tenda yinzan jutsin malare ba kya ta ngarang so ha mau bagapso ta ta nam hi te chirtang nam hi ji rindo si hiba de chirtang nam hi ji rindo teni ngarang de to yong bagapso ta number hiba de hi rindo sondo donda jigba re te ta ngarang so ke de namto de 추주거 임바데 하고르시발라 데니 곰자 냠리 낭 단다지 고요리 마도게 대가자 남도 추주거 리다 시제게 랍 제거 지두라고 지제네 남도 추주거 인사리 산 셈게 대가 팀바점제 남도 오히토요 마르와
So likewise, in the context of Dzogchen, Longchen Rabjam states, abiding vivid without within the state that is without any fixation, one rests in vivid clarity, or one rests completely vivid, like completely vivid and awake. And so this realizing discursive thoughts as Dharmakaya likewise is overcoming or going beyond dualistic fixation. So it is transcending the fixation of like thoughts and the thinker of the thoughts. So there's no longer this concept of the one who is thinking and the thoughts that are being thought. Likewise, there's not the sort of distinguishing between all of the variety of different thoughts, like the thoughts and then the content of the thoughts, like the thoughts being positive, good or bad, or appealing or pleasurable or unpleasurable, or having, these different attributes and aspects and, kind of colors and so forth. So generally, there's this experience of dualistic fixation inwardly also with regard to the experience that occurs within the mind. And so, for instance, as Lord Jigten Sumgun says in the 7 verses to Tara, by the habit of dualistic fixation, so nisu zimba bacha ki kare tene zimba kare nisu zimba bacha ki tare
chetar che chang jingba chetar kanda che de baina tni cheng duris.
So it refers to, beings being bound by this dualistic fixation. And it is so as we're bound by just as much as we have the fixation, dualistic fixation, then we are bound in samsaric existence, or we are bound to samsaric experience. And so these two are kind of like the inevitably bound. If there's dualistic fixation, there's samsara, and vice versa. And so when thoughts, the essence of thoughts are understood to be, or discursive thought is understood to be the nature of Dharmakaya, then though there may be an ongoing, like the uninterrupted flow of thoughts or discursive thoughts, there's no harm because they are recognized for what they are in their essential nature. And so when thoughts are understood correctly, then they become qualities, or they become ornaments. They're actually qualities. They're not necessarily faults. And so it isn't only to understand thoughts, to recognize thoughts as thoughts, in that we recognize, we're aware of the thoughts as they arise. And so, for instance, we can acknowledge, oh, this is not good, I need to abandon that thought, or we let go of the thinking, but it's actually a matter of understanding the thoughts themselves, recognizing the flow of thoughts itself to be none other than the Dharmakaya, or the arising and the arising and dissolving of thoughts is nothing other than a display of the Dharmakaya. Without recognizing this, then there's the following after the thoughts. We follow after the thoughts, and as we follow after the thoughts or become entangled with the thoughts or identify with the thoughts, then they become the nature of delusion, and they only serve to perpetuate samsara. They just create more phenomena of samsara. And so in order to become free from samsara, in order to become liberated from samsara, then the nature, the true nature of mind and the essence of thoughts, or the appearances of the mind, have to be seen in their true essence. And so, as Jetsun Milarepa said, if, when not realized, there is ordinary consciousness, but if consciousness is realized, or the true nature is realized, then consciousness becomes primordial wisdom, or pristine awareness. And so in order to recognize thoughts as the Dharmakaya, or to understand their true nature, this requires a great deal of meditation and a dedicated Dharma, Dharma practice. It doesn't do any good to just sort of casually say, oh, thoughts are the Dharmakaya. That won't help us to recognize them as such.
Tene jatsap chambang gombo material Buddha ke loma lopun thomi kongke sone tene ngarancho ke semjirang yinte usavaran yiri usavate jura mepa namka tabri sona tanda son yore ta den de tara ngarancho usar shipate hakogo yore semjing owo usawa shibate hirab la ko yore nismi be hirab dami to be hirab te kanri sina perna ngaran chok marme am chume la uji yorwa tin chume de u de cho yimba jing ni chur khor yong ba mayin ba chume marme de me de korang la uji yorwa ran yinke marme te korang yopan zonde marme ke me te korang yopan zonde me te ke ude ranches yopare tina yin ngarang chola sem te yon zonde sem ji ngo usarwa yimbate ranches yopare ti usarwa ran yin te namyang jirwa meba perna marme ke ude marme te ta namyang khatar de meba marme ke me de woni zonde de ke wude ko ranches yudeba de taverjeri de tawe indu ta tende marme ke wude kawando ngarang choke marme ke wude la ta yong bakapso ta ngarang chola marme ke wude tabzi ke yimba perna torch ndawo tang yinda lo ndawo parne marme wude ta gomdawa ngarang so ke par marmi la tawa da nyamde marmi wu de tongyong gdawa tongyu bu jimsin de marmi de korang la wu de ranche su yu de bu jimsin wa di na yin ke ngarang so ke nam to de la ta yong ba gap so nam to ge ngo de teni chu ju ko rang yin ba wu sa rang yin ba cha de yore di wu sa rang yin de dang marmi de ni teni tara marme te ta marme ku wu teni chepra mi ba na yin ke teni ngarang cho ke tara chu ko te da nam to teni yero mi ba cha de yore yero mi ba te la nis mi ba la ku yore ta nis mi ba te nam ki ngarang cho ran chu ba yin na ga du ngarang cho ha ko yin na teni ta te kap so ngarang cho ku chu ko nam to ko ngo de chu ke yin ba te du ha ko yore so ngo yore
So as Atisha, whose teacher was Maitreya, so as Atisha said through the blessings of Maitreya, that the true nature of the mind is clear light, or is luminosity, is clear light luminosity. It is unchanging like space, or like the sky. And so in order to understand the clear light nature of mind, there has to be wisdom. There has to be the wisdom of non-duality, or the wisdom of selflessness. And this nature is like, for instance, the radiance of a butter lamp, or a candle, the flame of a candle. When a candle or a butter lamp is lit, and the flame is burning, then from that flame, or the very nature of that flame, is the radiance or the luminosity that pervades it, or that it generates. And so the light itself comes from the flame itself. The light and the flame are not separable. So it isn't that the flame of the butter lamp exists and then its radiance comes from some other place. And so it is the same way with the essence of the mind and the luminosity of the mind. They are of a single essence, or a single nature. And this nature does not ever change. It is unchanging, like space. And the nature, they can never be separated. For instance, the flame of the butter lamp and its radiance or luminosity can never be separated or taken apart. So it isn't as though we need to look for some other source of the radiance. Like, where is it that there's the flame, and where and in order to access sort of the luminosity of the flame, we don't have to seek some other source of radiance or luminosity. We don't have to turn on a different light source in order to be able to see it. As long as the flame is lit, then its radiance is evident. Its luminosity is part of the very burning of the flame. And so it is the same way with the thoughts, or the discursive thoughts of the mind. The discursive thoughts, which are the radiance of mind's essence itself, if we look at the thoughts, if we are able to recognize and look in the thoughts and at the thoughts in such a way that we become capable of perceiving their luminosity essence, or see them as the empty luminosity of the mind itself, just like the radiance of the butter lamp. Of the flame of the butter lamp, that there isn't really any difference. There isn't any real difference between the thoughts and the essence of the mind itself. So the Dharmakaya essence of awareness and the thoughts as the radiance of that awareness are in indivisibility. They are non-dual in their nature. And so if that is understood, then this is really understanding the essence of thoughts to be the Dharmakaya.
Tani chakchi mulam nana song yorwa. Chulog yola taandu yorde ranjin chamadropa semcham yimba hako. Te la semcham yimba te gawatondo taandu sem susuk sem rana todo yoba hako. Sem de la taandu sem de ngo tongba yimba. Tenda tongba te yang tini mi ba chi cheba. Tenda zero na yi tenda ma yimba usavarang yimba. Te ta te ta ngarang zoke chaja chimbo landu tenda jila la ko yorwa. Tongba yimba usavarang yimba. O tenda yinzang ngarang zoke ti tara sem laya teri namdo lamnari tate ngo sawa ranging tongba o tenda ke ta yung tin din ba yemba je teni tikapso teni ha ko yung yoris teni ngaran sola namdo te kache ji ba ina yang namdo ngo jong la ko yore lama namba gebi hini namba ke yardam tamje nando Teta namba kunda namdo ngo chung song namdo ngo chung song namdo de la ta teni namdo dingang de teni luse teni ta nganda wa ji so ne teni tinga la dromdo da je ju mi ba da je na teni ko namdo ngo de ha ko namdo ngo de ha ko ndu teni rang ke semje ne lo de ha ko semje ne lo de ha ko da nyam de teni ngarang zo tang ko wan den dror to ko yori teni jiwa ti zubo te maji pa yin ya nga zo sangje la de ta ji de 제 디완데 파지에네 현네 혀차르드니 가히네 바르도ン차드디 이기니 상제 던다람 판다고데 고호요 마라고 끼직직 그 셰브라세세 자버 신주 도잖아 끼직직을 조롱 상제 타고 요래 남도 그거 종당 하고 라마가 당와 냠슬랑 lama gewi hini ke sumba danga de soso yapo nyamslang soso ke namto go ngo te yapo chong hiba ina ke jik jik la sangje to ko yoro te tawo ke tara ngarang zola namba sanje bichu nana minga tengsabo tendraji yo bata te ta ngarang zo ke tamjur chumulrum boche la goya te o ti tengsabo ke minga te nyamslang ba ina kokap yo ba tunjin yo ba the data in Jimsing, Tangaranzo Tara Karazambori, Lana Tarakaps Papala, Soso, Gersoso Tubaina, Karazambu to Sujiri, Tendu, Tenite Trola, the Masomba, Samake, Bebonangoete, Teni Karchimbachado Yoshi.
So also as it says in the aspiration prayer of Mahamudra, when we look at objects, when one looks at the object and sees its a lack of intrinsic nature, one sees that the object itself is none other than the mind. And so when looking directly at the essence of the mind itself, we refer to that nature, that essence, as emptiness. There's nothing that can be shown. There's nothing to show. And so therefore it is empty. But when we say it is empty, or when we speak of emptiness, this does not in any way mean nothingness. It isn't empty like the number 0. It doesn't mean that there's, it isn't empty as in the sense of like annihilation or nothingness. It is empty, and yet it is pervaded, or it is likewise the nature of luminosity, or clear light luminosity. And so emptiness and luminosity are an indivisibility. So the mind that we currently experience with all of the discursive thoughts that arise, when the empty essence is understood, then these thoughts, all of those thoughts, are seen to be the radiance, the natural radiance of this empty essence. So however many thoughts that arise, there's no difference. It is the ongoing display of the innate radiance of empty awareness. And so it is just like as we have received so many wonderful pith instructions from our spiritual teachers, if we look at look again and again at the empty essence of discursive thoughts, look again and again at the empty essence of awareness, vivid and clear, without succumbing to sort of drowsiness or torpor. If one just looks directly with that in wakeful awareness, then the intrinsic essence can be seen. And so it isn't that one has to, for instance, attain, discard this human form. When we speak of enlightenment, we think, when we die, and then if we can have awareness in the bardo, and then possibly we can become liberated, then maybe we will be able to achieve enlightenment then. It isn't like that, just as it says in the Manjushri Namasamkirti, or chanting the names of Manjushri, Buddhahood, there is Buddhahood in a single instant. And so if one is able to, or in the very moment where one is able to recognize the true nature of discursive mind as the luminosity of intrinsic awareness, then there, in that very moment, there is awakening. That is awakening, or Buddhahood, in a single moment. And so that is also following the pith instructions of our teacher. So by in following the fifth instructions of our teacher, then recognition, it can be instantaneous. It is moment, an awakening is something that occurs moment by moment. And so that is why these teachings or instructions on reflecting upon the preciousness of a human birth with leisures and endowments, really regarding it as such, and recognizing the extraordinary opportunity that we have, having this human birth with leisures and endowments, and really not taking our great fortune for granted, not letting this precious opportunity go to waste, is so very important.
好，多谢谢的。Zunam de tamje zeba ni toba ni be jana banze jiga nanje balon roba zebe zolen roba jo pama simjin tamje de dan denjer je ngin tamje todo tomar Chanchu zamba ganda zarjo ba de da gunje molan de ba jo chanchu semjo rambo je ma je ba na ji je ji ba nyam ba me ba ye gon pe wa jo. Thank you.